Medical grade skincare is a term I've seen bandied around a lot over the last few years. I think, unfortunately, it's a little bit misleading because the term medical grade skincare doesn't actually stand for anything. There's no definition for what that means. No one has to prove anything about their product in order to be allowed to call it medical grade. But as a rule, people interpret it as meaning skincare that's been recommended by someone from a medical background. But there's still a huge range within that, and so I think it's quite important to understand a little bit more about how skincare all fits together, because many of us end up buying our skincare on the high street. You might be in Space NK or Boots and go in there and get some advice and walk out with some lovely products, or you might seek out the expertise of a practitioner like me or one of my team who really works with skin day in, day out. Now, the products that I have on my shelf, what differentiates them from something you'll pick up in a high street store is the clinical evidence behind them. So most of the skincare brands that I work with have got independent clinical data behind them. So this means that they're not just saying something along the lines of 95% of women felt their skin looked younger, but they can actually prove measurably that their product has worked on someone's skin, not just through someone saying it has, but through measurements, through real clinical studies. That's something that I always look for. That doesn't define a medical grade product. So this is again what's really important. You need to be in the hands of someone when you're buying these sorts of products whose expertise you trust to have done the background research to make sure that what they're recommending to you really is likely to be effective. Now, I'm going to caveat this with the fact that there's a lot of amazing skincare on the high street nowadays if you know where to look. So if I go into Boots, I see some ranges that I absolutely love. La Roche-Posay, Vichy, CeraVe, Cetaphil. All of these ranges are widely available nowadays on the high street, and that's been something that's come over the last maybe 3 years or so, where we're seeing more and more great skincare brands that can prove clinical results and are at good prices, which are available on the high street. The thing that you're not getting is the expert advice to go hand in hand with that. And that's something that I think always is important to bear in mind, particularly if you're dealing with a skin condition. One thing I am really passionate about with skincare is that more expensive isn't always better. You can walk through a department store and you can see some of the most expensive skincare brands that actually don't have any of the data that I've just mentioned. Yet at the same price point, you can go and see an expert and have advice about your particular skin and have researched, clinically proven products recommended to you that are not going to cost you more than you might spend on an expensive basket in somewhere like House of Fraser. It's really, really important that for me this is expert led, because when I recommend a skincare program, I want you to get results. I want you to love these products, and of course it's sometimes a bit of trial and error, but that's what should be happening, that you walk away with things that you're delighted by rather than thinking, oh, it smelled nice but I didn't really see any difference.
If this content has been useful for you, please give it a thumbs up or send me a little message below, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.